Crit fail.
Welcome once again to
I'd be
Clinical
okay with that.
Theurgy, episode 23. And where do we rejoin the party?
Oh?
We're all in town right now.
We're preparing to go back into the forest. Brianna is now Niev, and she spent much of last episode adjusting to her new life, getting some special armor made for her because she can't use the metal, and preparing for the party to journey into the forest. She also gained a new wolf companion. She decided to name him Hunter. And when she went back to the inn where Brianna was staying, they have a very strict no pets allowed policy, and they kicked her out. So she went to the only person whose address she knew from Brianna's things, which is Tehran. And at first Tehran was excited because he thought this was Brianna, and he quickly realized it wasn't Brianna. But because he cared for Brianna and he said she had done a lot for him, he allowed her to stay on his couch. Also, Gulron had gone to Brianna's inn and found out that she was kicked out, and he put a guiding star over her inn. He's still kind of trying to process not having Brianna around anymore. And he prayed to Sashat. He wanted to give a message to Brianna. And the mistress answered and said she will give his message to Sashat if he experiences his first kiss. Ivy was dreaming about her dad also when we left off. We had also, before all of that, we had spoken with Reginald Harvest.
Reginald.
Yes. He's the captain of the knights, or he's like the head of the knights or whatever. And he was, we told him our story. And he, was basically letting us know that we needed to go back into the woods. He told us that the boogeyman, if we encounter the boogeyman, we shouldn't try to confront it, that's like a challenge to it. And as long as it thinks that we're afraid of it, that it's not going to bother us. And there used to be a boogeyman that was like haunting the town and ate parents, but eventually they captured and killed it, and it became a fairy tale to keep kids in line. And Antaeus tried to contact Brianna in her dreams, but that spell fizzled. He was able to contact Goron, and Goron was not happy about it, and he's like, never do that again. And
Perfect impression.
And yeah, so that was kind of where we had left off last time.
Oh, and the place we left off the very last, I believe, was when I was finding out about all these stupid blight things and how it's been going on for apparently generations, it seems like.
Oh, yes, yes.
They'll get rid of it for a little bit. Well, we'll think they'll get rid of it, and then it'll just keep coming back. And it seems like it's been going on for, I think, at least hundreds of years, as far as I can tell. But because of the way that it's like the magic works, it seems like it's a coincidence because of how it's put together. It doesn't seem like it's constructed that way. And if somebody were behind it, they'd have to be extremely powerful. And I'm not ruling that out. But yeah, we'll figure that out probably, or die trying.
Or die trying. Good words, useful words, strong words, words to live by.
Steve, you'll kill us all, or die trying.
So, the next morning comes, the morning you are to set out. And I believe, Elizabeth, there was some things you wanted to discuss over breakfast.
Elizabeth's dead.
I'm sorry,
Steve,
not Elizabeth.
Stop.
I'm getting names all wrong. Niev, there were some things you wanted to discuss in the morning with Tehran.
Yes.
He has made breakfast as he is kind of prone to do.
So Niev will also make a smoothie for herself and Tehran, as well as sort of like her contribution to breakfast, I guess.
Okay.
And so she is feeling a little bit awkward because obviously Tehran, from what she's inferred, is someone who cared a lot about Brianna, but she doesn't know to what extent. And so she says to Tehran, I can't thank you enough for giving me a place to stay when there was nowhere else to go. You know, a lot of people would not have let me stay, especially because I have a feeling that you know more than I told you. I can't bring Brianna back to you, but in the things that Brianna left, I have some things that they're of no use to me, but I was hoping perhaps you could remember her by. And Niev will have a small bundle, which will have her Brianna's flute, as well as her performing outfit, and basic like bardic things, the things that weren't, writs, requisitioned items. She has that for Tehran. The outfit will still kind of faintly smell of Brianna's perfume. And she'll say, I also don't know how much you know, but if you would, please call me Niev. I come from Mirashad in Phoenicia. And hopefully that if you do see me again, that will help you to move on, that I'm not Brianna. And she'll hand it over to him.
He'll take the bundle and look inside for a moment and just kind of take a deep breath and then look up at you. Niev, is it?
Yes.
Life for me has been nothing but difficulty. Everything is harder than it needs to be, and I often wonder if somewhere out there I've done something to the gods to make them bring this all upon me. But while I am pained by all of this, I am still given a gift that every day that you are here, I will be allowed to see someone that I foolishly once again fell for. Enter my home that I cared about. They're never really gone, as long as you're still around. And they'll never really be gone because I won't let them be.
Well,
thank you for these things. Thank you for everything you've said. I don't wish that you stay here forever. I would never wish that for anyone. But in this time, it is nice to see a familiar face, even if what lies behind it is not so familiar.
Well, I will endeavor to keep that face safe. I have some business, of course, to attend to today. But I just didn't want to leave without giving you what I could. And so Niev will eat her breakfast and bid Tehran farewell.
The party can then meet up. Is there any prep stuff that people wanted to do before leaving?
Yes.
Okay.
I did state that I wanted to get a refresher on how the Wayfinder thingy works, since we lost our main person who uses it, so it looks like Ulran will need to learn how to use it.
Yeah. So it is a focus thing. You focus on the person that you want to find, and your will guide you. It becomes easier to find a person the closer you get to them. So the more successes, the easier it becomes. but it's all about letting your internal sense of self sort of guide you towards. It's a bit like using intuition to find someone. You don't find someone by looking for them. You find them specifically by following where you feel closest to them, and it kind of syncs with your feelings.
And does focusing on this basically take me out of perception checks or leave me vulnerable or something like that? Or
the person who's doing survival checks will not be able to do this. You'll still be able to perceive, but it does take you a moment to focus on it itself.
Okay. Sounds good. I think that's
Nia?
the only thing. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead.
I was going to say, I think that's the only thing Gulron wanted to do. I just have here configure it. I didn't know if it needed to be attuned to Gulron at all, but it sounds like it doesn't.
No, not really.
Okay, so then, yeah, that's it.
Niev wants to stop by a bakery or something like that would have fresh baked bread.
Okay.
She would like to take a loaf of bread with her.
Okay.
And she also would like to, someplace inconspicuous, have Akalia dig up some dirt. Or not Akalia, I'm sorry, Hunter. She wants Hunter to dig up some dirt. She doesn't, not a whole lot, but just a little bit to carry with her.
Like a small pot full of dirt. Did you want to get it specifically from a grave or something like that, or?
Just a small pot of dirt, like you might carry a plant in, something like that.
Okay, no problem. So that'll probably weigh about a half a pound for a pot of dirt. Okay. And yeah, you can pick up some bread for about 5 silver.
Okay.
And yeah, everyone can meet up from there. Where are you all meeting? Back at the ministry? Are you stopping by there and then heading out, or are you meeting somewhere towards the outskirts?
The plan was to meet up just probably outside the ministry, because we did know that we had to brief one more time before taking off.
Okay.
Yeah, if you don't know how to get there, I'll go to your place in the morning and pick you up.
Well, you don't know that I've been kicked out.
Yeah, I sure don't do I?
Yep.
But I was gonna say, the only landmark Nia would know would be the ministry, so she could possibly make her way there.
Yeah, you'll eventually find your way there. You'll be late, but you'll get there.
Okay.
Everybody else will kind of be there waiting.
Oh, sorry I'm late, guys. It was hard to find my way here.
Well, you're here now. Let's hope you prepared the spells we talked about.
I did.
Well, should we go in?
Sure.
You can head in, find Ninoslav where you would normally find him, in the conference room that he normally has scheduled when he is to meet you. So much difference, some similarity. I have word that you're given a second attempt at this. Is that true?
Yes, he told us, I believe we have 6 days, and if we do not come back to him within 6 days with success, then he's allowing, I'm sorry, I don't recall the man's name, the other man to do what he wants to do.
Johansson.
Yes.
Six days is not a lot of time. And I am concerned for your safety. What lies in there is very dangerous, and having one of you I don't know the skill set of for it deeply, heading in there is something that concerns me, especially one which taps into nature itself. I should give you some warning. If your spells come from nature, you're likely to experience some difficulties or oddities when you cast them.
What sort of difficulties?
I'm not sure. I have not interacted with many druids. I only know what has happened to the rangers. The rangers that once were sane and rational people, that now seek only to protect a land that they believe to be theirs and theirs alone.
Speaking of which, we ran into one on our way back. Is there anything we can say to these rangers that will let them trust us to pass if we run into one on the way in?
They perceive anyone who is not one of them to be outsiders. They will try to eliminate it as best they can. They are imperceptible. They cannot perceive the blight normally, but they can perceive everything else. If it is not natural to the forest, they will seek to eliminate it. And I should warn you as well, not even death will stop them from their goal. So don't think just because you've killed them doesn't mean they're gone. Or it means they're gone.
The Rangers?
The Rangers.
Interesting.
What does that mean? They have ability to animate themselves?
Their life exists beyond ours. A work Delanrian would be most proud of if they worshipped her.
But they don't necessarily.
They don't worship anyone.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Well, let's hope we don't run into them.
I hope so as well. In these times, may the blessings of Anher be upon you.
And Shashot.
Sure.
Thank you.
Any questions before you go? Any further questions before you go?
You haven't found any additional information on the blight since we brought back that sample, have you?
Unfortunately not. Just the stuff I've given you so far.
Same here, unfortunately.
Condolences. I'd like to see more progress.
Yes, it would be very beneficial.
To all of us, I'm sure. Alright then. You are dismissed. Good luck in your travels.
Thank you.
Alright. And the four of you can set off.
As we're
Yes.
on the edge of leaving the city, I'll look to Niev, or what are we're calling her Niev, right?
I don't know, are you?
So you said for me not to go around telling people that I'm Niev, but I would think privately you probably would call me Niev, since that's what I'm most comfortable with.
Unless you want to be a dick.
Yeah.
No, it is cool.
Don't want to be a dick. Niev, was it? I had an idea if he said that those rangers care about the woods and such, and you're the most connected to nature. Perhaps if we do run into them, we'll let you do the talking. Perhaps you can hold some sway.
Yes.
Other than that, I don't think we have any other choice. I've heard they're very deadly, so let's just be on the same game plan. Do you want to? I'll cast Sanctuary on everyone I can, and we just run, or do you want to actually try to combat if Niev's conversation turns deadly? We should be on the same page so we don't scramble in the moment.
I don't mind trying to talk with them, but I don't know if they'll listen, so I'll do whatever everyone else wants to do. It sounds like the most important thing is that we get into the forest, but I don't know how well we can outrun rangers that are, I
was just about to say that. I don't even think we would be able to outrun them. I'm very slow.
At least on the plus side, it seems like that they engage us before they decide to attack, or at least given our prior experience, but that might just be because we were coming back into the city.
All right, yeah. So I think we let Niev try to be diplomatic with them, and if that all else fails, we fight. Unfortunately, we have no choice. We only have 5 days, and we need to get in there and solve this problem as quickly as we can. We can't run back every time. So hopefully we can stand our ground.
And if not, is there some sort of code word or something that we should use to disengage?
I mean, that's going to be on the battle assessment. If we're all dropping like flies, I guess we'll have to decide then, but we have to stick together and try to keep each other alive as long as we can.
Yes, I'd hope we decide before we start dropping like flies, but I get what you mean, yes.
But speaking of that, Ivy, was it?
Yes.
You're planning on taking the front lines of things?
That's typically what I do.
Well, if you plan to be coming into things head on, I suggest we begin our travel with this protection spell, with that ring I gave you. And I will cast Shield Other, and the platinum rings will glow on our fingers.
Okay.
So for 5 hours, you are Shield Other.
Oh, yes. Last night, I decided to take down notes on the shambling mounds and the blight that we have encountered so far, in case anybody needs to know information about them, especially given that half of our party has not been out there with us before.
Yes, can you fill in us as we walk? We need to start making up some time.
Sure.
So yeah, I guess we'll start walking, and Tejas can fill in as we walk.
There's only one real thing before you hit the forest that matters.
D100? Gotta get that Phoenix.
All right, let's see.
Oh, God.
Wait, as we're walking, who had the air purifier scrolls?
That's not the thing you have to worry about.
I don't know what you're talking about air purifier scrolls, but I did find some random scrolls in my bag. Maybe that's what you're talking about.
Okay, yes. Have those at ready. We will need those.
All right, you are all traveling, and actually, I think this is pointed at the wrong character. Hold on. I got my party perception busted. I do. Hold on. These are going to be much different checks. I mean, no reason. I definitely didn't roll a perception check. I'm sorry. Please pretend that I didn't say that. Everything is fine. You have nothing to worry about at all. It's all eating good in the neighborhood.
I guess you'll let me know when I need to make will saves or checks for the device.
We'll get there when we get to that. Okay. But first, I gotta see if you guys see being eaten.
Oh.
I mean, I'm sorry, nothing. Nothing is wrong. Everything is fine.
Should we declare our marching order?
I'll ask you for the marching order once I see where it is that you may or may not see the thing that may or may not be coming at you.
Okay.
We're gonna get TPK'd before we even make it to the woods.
I hope not.
The dice do certainly dislike you. Alright, let's see here. This should work. Excellent. Excellent. Ghoulron, you are all traveling. And you notice in the distance as you are making your way towards the woods, a familiar rumbling sound in the ground. And you see like a fin burrowing through the ground.
If I remember correctly, we couldn't really outrun these things, and we don't have much time to avoid them. Or is it can we go off to the side, or?
You can try to run is what you can try to do. But unfortunately,
I'm assuming he's the only one who sees this.
yes.
That's unfortunate.
Unfortunately, there's a bit of a conundrum here. And that conundrum is it caught you a little ways before you caught sight of it. So I'm going to need your characters to be the right size. I don't understand why this does this, why every map seems to treat characters as different sizes.
Yes, last time we were fortunate enough to be able to not catch these things.
Why did
Last
that do that with
time
Nev?
we were able to run into the
Like
woods.
size of the yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it caught you much later than it's catching you this time.
Yeah, 'cause if I remember correctly, they just pretty much go in a straight line.
Yep.
But that doesn't matter when they're already on top of you or underneath you, depending on how street these sharks are.
Kill them with fire.
Well, it works if they're not shambling mounds, I guess.
Shamble, 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 cats.
Shamble cats.
I
Superhuman
hate
samurai
the way
shamble
it does
cats.
that when a character is just slightly out of the circle. That's fine. Oh,
I don't have control of my character.
you do not yet.
Okay.
Let me
Because
get
of all of
those
her stuff that's hanging off of the base.
out. Yep.
And yeah, I don't see any bars for both Niev and.
Yep. You don't see them because these are brand new characters that Steve's job has really impacted the ability. Steve has been working overtime.
I thought he died. Oh, not Steve's job. Never mind.
I mean, sometimes I feel like I died. But I did build that desk today, and it looks great, so. Alright, bars for them, for you, Ivy, and soon to be bars for Nia. Bars. Bars.
Roughing
16.
bars.
Oh, you fucking piece of shit. Oh, stop polluting. All right. So, I have some traveling order here.
Well, I think we wanted Ivy in the somewhat front, obviously, and Teus and I in the. Well, I don't know where Niev wants to be, but I would be at least in the middle/back, because I don't typically want to be running into
I
things.
would want to be in the middle with Hunter beside me.
Is it possible for me and Teus to walk side by side?
Yes. Yes, it
Or
is.
I don't know
Why you wish that upon me?
how. 'Cause I don't want to be like behind you, and I don't want you to be behind me. I feel like it's weird.
That's fair. I was not prepared for that.
Oh Jesus!
It's pretty big.
Also, it is funny, nobody's commented on the huge wolf that's just like sort of, well, not huge, but
I don't see any wolf.
Yeah, the
It's
wolf
not
that
on the map
nobody
yet.
else sees.
Because I forgot to drag it onto the map too. What? Why? Why are none of the minis working, you stupid piece of shit? It's right there. Just drag and drop. Drag and drop. There it is. Alright. Size.
Okay, that's much better. I'm like, that's not a huge wolf at all.
Huge wolf. This is wolf.
Should I
Why?
it's more medium sized right now.
Why
go
the
over
fuck
here?
does the compendium never do what I want it to?
Actually, Ryan, move back here. I think it
Compendium's
makes more-
busted.
like right here.
Okay, that's
Yeah, I think that makes more
I'm
sense.
using my dice. All right, you do see it coming. It is as huge as it needs to be. I guess it's not that huge. It's more like this, I guess.
But I actually don't see the whole. I just see the fin and the coming out of the ground.
You see it coming up out of the ground as it
okay.
reaches your sight range.
So yeah, I would just like, whenever I take notice of it, curse loudly. What the hell is that?
And
Or I guess I know what it is, but it's one of those things from before, the shark things.
What
And
in tarnation?
I am going to need everyone to roll me an initiative roll.
Number one for bullet.
That doesn't work. Thought maybe
Oh
that
yeah, I don't have an initiative macro yet.
You do. Click on your character, and it should have had an initiative. I can see it on mine.
Attack, and defensive concentration.
Oh, weird. Okay, I'll try to figure out why that didn't appear there, but no problem. All right, Antaeus, you go first. I'm assuming that Gul'ran pointing it out is why we're starting combat.
What knowledge do I need to roll for this?
This is Knowledge Arcana.
Coolio.
Ooh, yeah, you know that this is a bullet. This is a what happens when magic runs too strongly through the earth, and creatures feed directly off the lines themselves in one way or another. This creature can burrow rather slowly, though. So often when it sees prey, it comes up out of the ground to kind of finish them because it moves about twice its normal speed while it's above ground. However, it can kind of leap from underground out onto the surface and attack with a full set of claw attacks as it flies in the air towards people, trying to bring them to the ground to make them much easier to eat. Its bite is incredibly powerful, and is likely to kill most people with a single close of its jaws. But otherwise, it's just big. And its teeth reach out quite further than the rest of its body.
Okay.
And it can see through vibrations in the ground, as well as through regular means and through smelling.
Okay, I will yell to watch out for its mouth and that it sees through vibrations and and I'll double down on the don't get bit and it leaps out of the ground.
Okay.
And then I will I'm assuming we can see it. Like it's still burrowing though?
Its head is coming out of the ground like it's about to do some sort of dolphin move at you.
Yeah. Okay, and I mean, it looks like it's coming forward. So I'm going to check the distance on this. Shit. Okay, yeah, I will. I'm on the wrong thing. There we go.
What are you gonna do?
Move back, and then I'm going to use my targeted bomb admixture.
Okay. It is going to move on in, seeing a delicious, delicious wolf waiting for it. Actually, is that what it wants to do? Hold on. Who's got the highest constitution? This thing wants meatiness.
I'm a 15.
14.
13.
What's a Kalia? I'm sorry, Hunter.
I'm checking. He is a 15.
Okay. So yeah, it will burst up and it will like jump out of the ground like a dolphin would out of the water. And as it lands, its claws aim forward towards the delicious snack that is Ivy. Well, that first
Wait.
claw attack sucks.
Me or the hunter?
Ivy.
Oh, okay. Damn.
I thought Hunter had 14 and you have 15.
No,
Did I
they
miss
both
here?
have 15.
Oh, okay. Then I will make this random. Hold on. Evens, it's Ivy. Odds, it's Hunter. 5, it's Hunter. So does a 15 hit Hunter?
No.
Okay. How about a 23?
Yes.
This might down Hunter on the first hit. 7, 11, 20 points of damage.
It's not. Okay. He's not unconscious.
Okay. That's even higher. 27 to hit.
Yep.
For 15 points of damage.
Okay. So that puts him at -7.
Okay. The other claw will not land as Hunter falls to the ground, unconscious. And that will take us to Niev.
Niev, of course, is, distraught seeing Hunter fall already, She is going to take a 5-step footstep here. And, never mind. She's not going to do that. She's going to reach down and touch Hunter, and she is going to cure light wounds.
Okay. Alright. Hunter heals for... Oh no, it's the attack. Roll the light.
Oh, that's cool.
Heals for 7. Yeah, I'm
Well,
just
so he's
annoyed
at
because it
0.
never evens out properly. Okay.
Alright.
Ivy.
I will. This thing seems super spooky, so I think I'm gonna cast mirror images defensively if needed.
It does have reach, but it's not really focused on that, so it will not reach out on you. It technically should have been a step back. It would have leaped up and only clawed at the area it would have clawed at.
Okay, and and then I will move a bit.
Okay. Ghoul run.
Do we know it has reach? Is it obvious?
It does have reach. Yes, that is something that Antaeus could have filled you in on. Its legs are long enough it can claw forward. It as it leaps out of the water, it turns into kind of a ball, and it does that all the 4 claws kind of converge at the same point when it attacks. That's why when the wolf falls, the last claw comes up short.
Out of the ground?
Yeah. It jumps up and it does this.
Okay. It looks like I'm out of reach, but I can't really tell. But
You are out of reach.
Not... Okay, good. So then Gluron will say a prayer to Shashad.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. I gotta click
Thank you. All right.
I clicked it. I don't know if it worked.
Should have. I'll double check the home base. It undid itself because I have it. I need to set it so that it only turns on, not also turns off. But it's on now.
It's on? Oh.
Yeah.
That's my turn.
Antaeus.
Pew pew. I guess I'll use this means I don't know if the other one. Oh, jeez.
Oh, can I get a D8 roll? All right. That will land in front of it. It is targeted, so it does not. It doesn't deal damage to it because there's no splash.
Well, that's fun.
However, it is seeing something still moving around it, and it will turn its attention to the thing moving around it. It will attack it with its claws and bite. Oh, so Akalia should actually be at positive 4 hit points. I accidentally rolled the bite damage instead of the claw damage. Sorry, plus 6 hit points. So Akalia still would have gone down, but you healing her would have Hunter still would have gone down. Anyway, first attack on Elizabeth does a 25 hit with a bite.
Yep, let's hope I don't roll a 1.
Chomp, chomp.
And it's down.
14 points of damage. And then claws.
Does it go through my images?
No, it does not. So
Okay, so that would have hit an image.
okay. Claw for 19.
Barely hits.
Hold on, -1 from prayer.
That's still a hit because it'll still hit.
Okay.
All right, roll images. Okay, hits an image. And much higher, 30.
Okay. 3. Oh,
And that
okay.
hits for dose d6. Oh, nearly max damage. 17 points of damage.
So half damage to me.
Yep. It brings a claw straight across your face,
Higher or
nearly
lower?
cleaving your head.
So I'll take 9.
Niev.
So, would Niev know if this is considered like an animal?
This is not an animal. That Antaeus Antaeus could have said it was magical.
Okay, all right. So,
Unless you have something that affects magical beasts. And how to find them.
probably not. Probably not. No. So, okay. Get my spells here. Niev is going to cast Entangle on the creature.
It will attempt to reflex save. And does this have a size limitation? I don't think so. Nope. Ooh, that was a very poor reflex save, and it had a very high chance of success. It will become entangled.
I don't want to fuck us, but this is a 40-foot radius spread. How are you doing this? Are you like edge of it or something? It's
Yeah.
a huge area.
I mean, it has long range, so she could literally do this.
Put it on the edge.
Yeah, I could
Yeah.
literally go here
Okay.
and get more than half the body. I'll get dickish when it's like everybody is surrounding the thing and it's like, here's a 40-foot spread, and I'm like, okay, all of you I need reflex saves from the party. So if there's a big open area behind something, yeah, I'll let it go. If there's not, then yeah, I'm gonna start telling you guys save or get bent. So yeah, it is entangled.
She will also just since this is also on my initiative, she'll just tell Akalia to, goodness.
It'll take some time.
Hunter. Yeah, she'll tell Hunter to
Play dead.
to just play dead basically.
Go around.
You just skipped me.
Oh yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I was like,
Ivy.
wait, what?
No, it happens
I was not prepared.
when I forget about animal companions.
Yeah, so I'm going to enter my Blood Rage, apply Blur to myself,
Okay.
and full attack.
Yep.
So this is the first time I'm doing it, so you said you wanted me to get used to doing the spell, like putting the spell in chat first?
Yes. So it depends on how you're going to do it. So if you're going to make an attack then cast a spell, then you're going to make the attack and then cast the spell, but you won't get the spell's bonus. It depends on what spell you're casting. So the order can matter depending upon what you're doing in the combat.
Yeah, I would probably always be casting the spell, delivering it with the attack, and then make my other
Okay,
attack.
then yeah. Cast the spell you want to cast first.
So I'll be doing that.
Okay. And then go ahead and roll your... give me a concentration if you're casting it defensively. Otherwise, I'll make an AO. Why did that show 2 + 9s?
Because the first +9 is the this is just a macro I made specifically, so I can do this if you prefer. That would be the normal roll plus what you get from your caster level and your ability modifier, and then I have a +9 specifically to cast when grappled. That comes from combat casting and combat casting in my gloves.
Hold on. I guess I'm confused, because I know combat casting gives you the 4.
And then the gloves that I have give an extra 5. Gloves
Okay.
of Elven Kind. Concentration casts made to
Got it.
cast it specifically.
Okay.
So yeah, so the first 9 is caster level ability father. The
No,
second
that's
9,
fine.
Yeah.
No problem. So yeah, you will successfully turn on Frigid Touch and go ahead and make your attack. That will miss.
Entangled, it has minus his AC.
That
and all
will
Still
miss.
Yikes. Okay.
Alright, so under my assumption is that then I can take my other attack and the spell is stored. in
Yes,
my
it's not
weapon?
yet been
Okay.
not yet been discharged.
So yeah, so my other attack could release it if it
Yep.
hits.
That will hit.
Alright, so there's damage
Yep.
and then Frigid Touch.
All right. Good stuff. Ghoul Run.
Can I make a perception to see how that damage did to it? Does it look still?
It's
very
still
healthy,
okay.
or-
You don't.
Okay.
I'll give you that one for free.
Okay. I'll 5-foot step to Antaeus and give him the guidance of Shot.
All right. Go +1, Antaeus, unless you want a will save against it.
I'll let it slide.
Antaeus.
This is rather annoying. This thing.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Okay. I was actually going to make a comment about this because it came up during another game from another player who complained about this happening in game. But a player in front of another player directly will cause cover.
Makes sense.
Okay, so that'll give me enough.
I normally
means
ignore
to-
that when the character is size huge or whatever, but since the player made a specific hullabaloo about it, I'm going to make sure it's used.
So that'll at least give me enough range to where I can just try to, I don't know, like.
Yeah, you have an open
Pop it
line
here.
to a blank spot on it. Absolutely.
Cool.
That is versus touch, so that will hit.
Sweet.
It's very fortunate that it is touch.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's fine. What we're doing is we're totaling the two numbers together when you hit with the admixture.
Okay.
Because it's
Gotcha.
double your intel bonus when you do it, so and the splash damage is your intel bonus.
Yeah, I was gonna try to make like a buff macro real quick for it, but then I was like, I don't want to do this and then screw it up and then mess
No
up all
problem.
my numbers and everything. So
Yeah, it burns, and it smells kind of bad when it burns.
delicious.
But that will not stop it from attacking, because Entangle, I believe, only stops it from moving and gives it a penalty to attacks. I don't give no shits about no penalties.
I also don't want to fuck us, but does this mess with the plant entangle? He's throwing fire on it, right? I don't know. I don't know how that interaction works.
So I know you really want to kill the party apparently today, but it is a targeted admixture.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I was concerned about that for a second too, but
man, John trying to go all Dan on this campaign.
Oh, I just want to make sure the lore makes sense. He's just throwing fire and things like covered in plants. I don't know.
No, he's getting it in exactly a spot that there are not plants on it.
Sweet.
Yeah, but it will take its attacks.
Without Guron knowing about the targeted mixture, he'll just be like, see, Shashot's guidance guided the flames appropriately. You're welcome, Antaeus.
Now that I have Blur on as well, I just want to know how specifically does...
So Blur affects first.
Or just
Blur affects first.
Okay.
So Blur, we're going to do a static 1 in 5, so roll me a d5.
Okay.
And on a 1 it hits. Okay. So that will miss with the bite. Claw. Critical. Give me your Blur check.
Oh god.
Okay, that will miss. Oh no, I'm sorry. One is missed.
Yeah.
So those both hit. So give me images for the first one and then images for the second one.
Oh lord, please. Okay.
This is the first one hits. Let's deal with the hit.
Let's not crit hit.
6 and 8 and 9 is 17.
Alright, so same again. 9 and 8.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And it's getting it's staggered or whatever. It's getting all these attacks still.
Oh yeah, it's staggered. It should only get 1 attack.
Oh, is that part of the...
That's part of Frigid Touch.
That's fine, but the first attack is the one that hits you, so...
Okay.
Yeah, but then it just won't get the multiples, yeah. Causes the target to be staggered for 1 round.
Yeah,
if
sorry about that. I didn't...
Staggered for a minute.
I did
That's
not
fine. I
know
mean,
it was
it's the
staggered.
first time my character in combat, so it's going to take time for us to remember.
Yeah, the last thing she needs is to be hit by more of those attacks.
So yeah, I took 9.
No problem. Yeah. All right, so that'll take us to Niev.
All right.
Y'all are gonna stress me out with all the conditions on the monsters, especially because, like, even if I brought these into the game, the buffs and conditions section does not exist for monsters, which is fucking bullshit.
True.
Well, at least my staggered is pretty easy. It's just if it gets
it's not, none of them are difficult until you have like 20 of them on there and you're like, I don't want to play this game anymore.
Yeah.
Or when it's like, oh wait, we forgot the bluff layer, or we forgot the blur layer, or we forgot the mirror image layer, or we forgot the displacement layer, or we forgot the other layer. Here's some bull strength. For whom?
For Ivy.
Okay, so from there, you will need a concentration check to avoid either losing the spell or you'll take an attack opportunity. Ooh, nicely done.
Nice.
And I will tell Akalia to basically move with me,
All right.
So not to play dead anymore?
Well, I mean, so the actual trick is called down. It's basically telling her not to fight. Or, oh my goodness. Hunter, him.
It's fine.
Sorry, Hunter. Anyway.
It's gonna take some time.
Yeah. It will. But anyway, no, the actual trick is down. It's telling him not to fight. He would follow.
Oh. Alright, Ivy.
Alright, I'm going to do Frigid Touch again. Do you want me to link it every time?
No, you don't need to link it every time. Just link it the first time, show me the concentration. I'm going to make you do it every time so you can lose your natural 20s. Because roll 20. Alright.
And then... Okay. Oh, Lord.
No.
Thanks, game. Alright. No. Oh
Nope.
my god. That's no good.
We'll run.
Seeing our buddies having...
Prayer is actually inadvertently in there twice, so I need to fix that, but I'll get to that later. Fuck. So you've actually had a bonus!
Prayer is only 1 round per level. I'm not sure what round we're on. This sounds like the 3rd or 4th.
We're a 3rd round.
Alright, well, seeing I was having trouble with hits, I'm gonna bless. Oops,
All right.
sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've only had I've had 2 attacks and then we're on the third.
Yep, bless worked. All right, Antaeus.
Well, let's see if I can do this some more. Okay, it still hasn't moved.
Oh, it's not going anywhere. That's your
Damn it,
initiative.
Rolling initiative.
I clicked the wrong button.
That will hit against touch.
Bang bang.
It is looking much worse for wear. But it will
Alright, okay.
still keep on. It is stuck. It's not running away. It still thinks there's a chance it gets a delicious dinner. It already got one nice big chunk out of Ivy. Let's see if it can get another.
2 more rounds of my admixture.
Does a 16 hit Ivy?
No, but I will pop an image.
Okay.
Well, do I have to do blur first?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you blur first.
5. Okay, so it does pop an image.
Yep. All right. Oh, and you did not hit with that, so it gets his full round of attacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 25 to hit on the second one. Blur.
God
That
damn
hits.
it. I can't roll the
And
ones when I
images.
want them. Yeah.
You got 3 left, I think. 2. Okay.
No, yeah, because I was
Right.
on 3 and then it popped one, so now, yeah.
For 10 points of damage there. And the other claw.
Oh, that one missed because I rolled a 2.
Oh,
Popped an
sorry.
image.
Yeah, so that
Sorry,
would pop my last
misread.
image.
So yeah.
But now I'm out of images. And
Yeah, so the next. So take the 10 instead from this attack, which would have been a. Oh, no, actually, that might. No, it's a 24. I'm sorry. I saw
Okay,
there's a
so
2. That's a 12.
5 and 5.
Yep. I can't read. See, this is the other problem. I'm just looking over, and I can't tell when one number is the number I don't want and one number is the number I want. I should make it 5 is the number, I think, for... We'll figure this out. I want to get a consistent thing, so I always know the number that I don't want to see, the numbers I don't want to see, versus the numbers I want to see.
For the images or for the blur, I mean?
Well, across the board. So I should have hit always be with like the one number will always mean it hits, but it's very hard to isolate. So I may work out another system for this, but we'll get to that later. Niev.
Okay, so how is Ivy looking? Is she hurt pretty bad, or is she still looking okay? I guess a heal check, or
I was gonna say, I don't know if you would need a heal.
Well,
check
I
here.
think bars are visible, so I'm giving you guys somewhat of an advantage here.
oh, okay. So I can just go off of the bars
Yeah.
then. Okay. All right. So since Ivy looks okay, I am going.
I think
to
the
take
bar is a little bit misleading though, because you see my spell points that are also going down, because I am like nearing technically half health.
Yeah, it looks like half to me on your underneath your character. It looks like you're at half health, and it looks like you're at
Okay.
half your spell points.
Then, in that case, I am going to cast a Cure Light Wounds on Ivy.
Give me a concentration check because you're still within reach of the claws of this thing.
Okay. Okay. Well, how
Should
do
have
I...
a concentration button.
On
Maybe I
my
did not give that
cast.
to you. You might have to go to your sheet. That is
I saw it
successful.
on the spell. Oh,
So roll light.
It's
Ugh.
not much.
Nope, botched it.
I've been doing this a while, I swear.
Ivy.
Okay, so the spell should still be stored, right? So I can just do my 2
Yep.
attacks and try to deliver it. Well, yeah. Right?
Yes.
Oh my god! Why game?
Incredible. That will finally hit it.
Like, why all the nat ones? Oh my lord.
It's still up. Roll run.
what was
I
that about?
believe-
Roll 20 random, making the randomization better?
I mean, she rolled a 1, and there's several die being rolled, so it's not that bad the damage.
No, but I mean,
Not
she's
really.
had 3 botches this combat.
Yeah,
I had a 1, a 3, and a 1 sun.
I believe my prayer should be over by now.
Your prayer is the ending this round. Yes,
Ending
so
this
yes,
round? Okay.
Yes.
I will use my turn to use a move and speak. So I'll move over here, and I'll use my standard to speak to Niev, and I'll say, "You're risking yourself being so close to that thing. If you don't need to do anything else, I can heal her at a distance."
Okay. Antaeus.
Pew. And I've got one more round on this admixture.
Botch. Oh.
Ah, thank
That'll
goodness
hit.
for Chef Boyardee.
The shark goes down.
Thank God. That's spooky.
Sad shark.
Can I heal check it to make sure it's dead?
Sure. It is dead. Oh, actually, no, it's not. I'm sorry. It is not dead.
All right, then I will move. I'll tell everyone to move with 30 feet away from it so I can channel energy.
Was there any information? I'm assuming I didn't get anything about how to kill it off, or any special rules for that?
You just kill it. It's normal.
Oh, it's just unconscious right now.
It's just unconscious right now.
Do we want to kill this thing so we don't have to deal with it every time we leave town? Unless there are multiple? I don't know.
Yeah, but let's just heal up first. So I'm healing myself for 21. Everyone else healed 15.
All right. I'm guessing I
everyone
didn't get it.
looking?
Oh, I'm at full still.
Everyone else looking okay?
Yeah, I'm like 1 hit point below max. I'm good.
All right.
I think that'll mostly get a collie up. I mean, hunter up.
All right, let's quickly examine this creature. Is anything of value on this thing before we depart?
Yeah, so Antaeus, from your check, you will know that there is a random chance that it has recently consumed something of value.
Oh, perfect.
So we put it down and cut open its stomach?
We are going to make sure it's dead before we, start trying to find stuff on it, correct?
I mean,
I
I
believe
was
that's what she said.
Okay.
down, then cut open its stomach or whatever.
He looked like he was about to go over there and start rummaging through it.
No, I was definitely going to make sure the creature was actually dead. I don't know if you actually want me to roll for that.
No, I mean, you can. It's unconscious enough. The heal check's already been done to see that it's not dead. But if you start cutting into it, you will most certainly kill it. So, out of its stomach, as you cut in, and it takes a bit of effort to carve into it, you will find 65 gold and 30 silver. A Masterwork Morning Star.
Holy shit.
And about 867 gold in gems.
All in diamonds?
Now, I'll give you the list of them just in case people need them for spell components.
Damn.
Yeah, the diamonds. That's right. Diamonds are a girl's best friend.
Yeah, since they're so plentiful around here, I'm assuming he just ate up a bunch of diamonds for digestion purposes.
And the corpse of some probably well-intentioned cleric.
Is there a holy symbol on this cleric?
There is not actually, but you know that most poorer clerics would only have wooden holy symbols, and that would probably be digested pretty quickly in the bowels of a boulette.
Well, what do you all want to do with this stuff for the time being?
I'm pretty encumbered already, so I prefer someone else
I can carry plenty. Would you like me to just carry it all for now, and then when we get back to town, we'll deal with it then?
Sure.
Sounds good to me.
Sorry.
I just wanted to say, I don't know how. Are there many of these things around? Is this an unusual thing around here?
We'll look to Antaeus.
How far? Last time was it just outside of town, or?
Yeah,
is
they can't make it into town. There are protective layers that stop creatures like this from getting into town. But outside of town, there's still a rarity, especially close to town, but they do occasionally come up real close, hoping to catch some stragglers.
Especially given the circumstances in which they're made, like they have to be made with like a lot of magical energy.
Yeah,
basically,
they're
right?
usually some kind of like ground creature that this started as like one creature that over the years has sort of evolved from its interaction with heavy amounts of magic and the consumption of other creatures.
Yes, if there are more of them, this would have had taken years upon years upon years for it to reach the size and lots of exposure to magic. So hopefully there's not, but they can't get in the city.
Well,
You do know there are more, you just don't know how many could likely be in this area.
Yes, hopefully there's no more in this area. I'm sure more exist, but hopefully none of them are around here.
The reason I ask is because that battle took quite a bit out of me with the spells that I cast. I can still cast some spells for the day, but I just wanted everyone to know that I don't have very many spells left that I can cast. I know that time is of the essence, but I don't know how we want to proceed.
So, yeah. So while we're like gathering the loot, I'll say, yes. So for future, when there's something dangerous like that, and you need to be in range, like save your bull strength for deadly fights. I know this seemed deadly, but perhaps we could have. I think it was needed here, but I'm saying save it for the next big fight. Don't use it for a little thing here and there, a few goblins or whatever you run into. And yeah, I don't know what other things you can do besides casting spells, but you can perhaps call on the divine guidance or something like that. You can make use of those.
Yes, I can definitely give guidance, and I can give resistance.
Excellent.
So that is a good thing. I just wanted everyone to be aware that my spells are getting low for the day. So, keep that in mind when we're engaging in things.
Yes.
Yep.
Typically, we don't run into things this challenging this close to town, or at least in our experience. But then again, our experiences have been rather strange anyways, so.
Can I make a quick check? Can I identify what race this corpse is?
Yeah, you give it a shot. Give me a knowledge
perception?
local. Or I think it's knowledge
No,
history,
not
actually, to identify humanoids.
Okay, I can't.
Okay.
I'll ask Inteas, can you tell me what race of creature this is?
Sure, let's see.
Looks to be, in this case, that would be half-orc.
Probably half-orc.
Okay, and then my next question on this religion check: burial rites for certain races, or is it by god?
It's often by religion or like cultural upbringing.
Cultural upbringing. Okay, so do I know half-orc tradition of burial?
It's not half-orc tradition. Culture. So culture is not a racial thing in the world of Sierra Savant. You've seen a lot of blending. So culture is more like, are you from Knightsbridge? Are you from blah blah blah? If this person is from Knightsbridge, burial is pretty common. Most religions would agree with that, except maybe like Delanrian or Riotian. Being half-orc, he still could easily be from town. Half-orc might just be the more prominent features as well. He could be some sort of mixed breed.
Okay, yeah. Just preliminary look over the body. If I don't see anything that clearly indicates otherwise, I'll assume he's from Knightsbridge or she, and I'll just suggest we move the body off to the side and mark it so we can bury it later if we have a chance. We don't want to waste time doing it now, I guess.
Okay.
Well, yes, of course. It doesn't look terribly digested, though, does it, Steve?
Oh no, it looks very digested.
Okay, so it's probably been in there for a little while.
There's very little skin on it. There's no signs of holy symbol, no signs of clothing. The Morning Star is really the only thing that lasted, and it's really only because it happens to be such an exceptional quality. Like, it has a steel handle, it has a steel head. With its protrusions, it was probably doing a number on the insides of this thing, but.
Steve.
Yes.
I just realized my thing that gives me spell points per day is only going off of my per day. It's not counting my bonus spells that I get per day for having a high charisma.
So did you push the rest? If you push, so right now, You cast how many spells? You cast 2 first-level spells and a 3rd-level spell, or and a 2nd-level spell?
Yes.
Okay, so hit the rest button and then take away 5 spell points.
Okay. Oop. Oh, okay. Okay.
I think you were just copied over with your existing
how many
spell
I
points.
had in the other game or
Yes.
something. Okay. All right. Cool. I was that actually makes a little bit more sense. I was like, how am I already out?
I actually need to give a rest button to Ivy because I don't think I've done that yet because I was planning to do
It
one
looks like
for.
it's there. It just
Is it?
wasn't as like a token action yet, so I clicked
Okay.
that on just to make it
Cool.
easier to
Thank
click.
you.
But yeah, let me make sure mine was the proper amount.
This thing, does it look like it's as armored as the picture it looks like it is?
Yeah, it's heavily plated. Its skin is very, very thick. It's not really that it's armored, it's just that it has incredibly thick skin.
I'm going to try to see if the skin is worth anything.
Yeah, you'll actually know by looking at it. This is very similar to rhino hide. If you could carve enough of this off very cleanly, you would be able to turn this in, and someone could use it as the components to produce rhino hide, just as they would if they actually found a rhino.
Interesting. Yes, this is potentially very valuable. I don't know how we would keep it or if anybody would be able to remove it, but
we're on a bit of a
suffer
time
bit.
crunch there, Antaeus. Unless you can do this quickly, I think we need to
Oh,
leave this
no,
for later, maybe.
Yes, unfortunately, I cannot. I just figured I would mention it in case anybody else could.
I don't believe I'm skilled with skinning any animal, so.
Yes, I suppose we will leave it then.
Okay.
But yeah, so off to the side, put the body, mark it somehow, maybe carve a tree with an arrow or
Actually,
something.
can I have Antaeus give me a knowledge local?
Good point.
Oh,
Jesus.
nope. Okay. I guess you can't really botch it, but you can't bring to like you have an idea that you think might work, like, but you're not exactly sure how you would do it. You never really got to talk to Zigmars about this, but you think if you like put the like symbol of Zigmars's like family crest onto the creature, it's likely nobody would bother it.
I've seen that before, right?
You've seen Zigmar do this like on a number of things. Like he carries around some stuff and he's shown you like drugs that he's specifically like made sure his crest is etched onto.
I'm assuming that my symbol doesn't have enough clout to
It does not
do anything. I was trying to remember if I could replicate it in any way, like if I would know it well enough to replicate it.
You could try. That's kind of what your knowledge local is. Like you get you know at least that like if you mark this, most of the people around here won't bother it because like they might be worried about it being like Zigmar's property, but at the same time like you cannot recall what that symbol was. But if you have any ranks in knowledge and in craft calligraphy,
is alchemy calligraphy?
no.
What if I disable its device?
No. So unfortunately,
is he of a noble family?
No.
Damn.
He is very much so not noble. So yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Unfortunately, I cannot remember it.
So the four of you can continue on then into the forest. Yes.
Yeah. If I have like a couple of seconds, I'll try to do the best crude version of it I can, but
no problem.
Not expecting much of it.
Give me a flat D20 roll.
Ooh.
Okay. It looks like a symbol.
It's a symbol of something.
While you're carving, you're like, what are you doing, Antaeus?
I'm hoping that maybe this will work, but I don't recall his symbol or his crest very well.
You drawing.
What will work? What are you doing?
I'm trying to, if I put Zigmar's crest on there, then it's likely that nobody would bother it while it's out here, given his stature.
Even other creatures of the wild?
Well, I'm sure if other creatures came to it, they'd probably do whatever it is they do with it. But as far as like townsfolk or anything, he has enough clout in the city that perhaps nobody would be willing to try to take this and claim this as their own. But I don't exactly remember the symbol, so this is the best I can
Brilliant.
do.
Let's keep moving.
Sure.
And yeah, we continue, or I don't know if I need to use the device yet, but yeah, we keep
Into the forest you begin.
Mm-hmm.
So, make sure this is playing correctly. Good. Yeah, actually, before we get into the forest stuff, let's take a really short break. When we return, we'll see how you fare in the woods again.